Afternoon sun glared across the street as Derek installed his new gate. Karen watched intensely from her porch, lips pursed with escalating disapproval. She marched over instantly, heels clacking like warning shots on pavement. Derek wiped sweat calmly, sensing confrontation approaching like predicted storm winds. Karen yelled loudly, demanding he remove the gate immediately per community rules. Derek explained politely, showing printed regulations allowing private property gating. Karen scoffed loudly, claiming she interprets the rules correctly, always. Lena stepped outside cautiously, sensing Karen's tone becoming dangerously confrontational fast. Karen accused them of altering neighborhood aesthetics without HOA permission whatsoever. Derek responded firmly, pointing to approved permit stamped clearly and undeniably. Karen's eye twitched sharply, realizing her usual intimidation failed completely here. She pulled out phone angrily, dialing HOA president for reinforcements. Mr. Bellamy arrived exhausted, already aware of Karen's constant disruptions. He reviewed documents quickly, confirming the gate was entirely compliant legally. Karen erupted dramatically, insisting everyone was misreading rules out of incompetence. Greg appeared behind her, silently wishing confrontation ended immediately. Derek continued installing gate, ignoring Karen's escalating shrieks and arm flailing. Karen threatened legal action loudly, attracting unwanted neighborhood attention again. Derek calmly placed final bolt, completing installation without hesitation or fear. Karen glared intensely, planning retaliation like a commander preparing battle. That evening, Karen invited dozens of guests for massive unauthorized gathering. Cars filled streets loudly, blocking Derek's driveway intentionally and arrogantly. Music blasted aggressively, clearly meant to provoke Derek's response immediately. Lena documented everything silently, anticipating Karen's next manipulative move. Derek approached gate confidently, preparing to close it before guests overflowed. Karen spotted him instantly, marching forward with enraged determination. She claimed the street and driveway were shared community property automatically. Derek locked gate firmly, metal clicking loudly like dramatic punctuation. Karen screamed hysterically, accusing him of imprisoning her innocent invited guests. Several guests stared awkwardly, realizing tension exceeded normal neighborhood disagreements. Karen demanded he unlock it instantly, pointing aggressively inches from his face. Derek refused calmly, citing property rights Karen repeatedly ignored earlier. She shouted that HOA gave her authority to override any homeowner decision. Lena stepped beside Derek, stating regulations clearly contradict Karen's false claims. Karen shrieked louder, summoning guests behind her like chaotic backup. Suspense spiked as several guests approached confrontationally. Toward Derek, Greg intervened nervously, sensing situation risking serious escalation. He urged Karen to calm down, but she ignored him completely. Aaron dialed police dramatically, insisting violent gate abuse was occurring. Officer Daniels arrived minutes later, already exhausted by previous false reports. Karen sprinted toward him, unleashing exaggerated story dripping with lies. Derek handed Daniels documents showing legal gate installation and property lines. Daniels reviewed silently, face tightening with growing frustration at Karen. Karen yelled repeatedly, trying to drown out actual facts being presented. Daniels finally silenced her, demanding honesty or immediate citation issued. Karen gasped theatrically, offended that someone questioned her integrity publicly. Derek explained calmly, recapping harassment pattern occurring since move-in. Daniels nodded, clearly familiar with Karen's disruptive history. Karen suddenly claimed Derek physically blocked her guests, causing emotional trauma. Daniels asked guests directly, exposing Karen's exaggerations instantly. Guests admitted Derek never touched anyone, only closed his private gate. Karen's face flushed red, realizing narrative unraveling rapidly. Daniels warned her firmly, stating property rights override fabricated HOA authority. Karen demanded immediate HOA meeting, refusing to accept any personal wrongdoing. Daniels dismissed her request, advising her to stop manipulating regulations entirely. Karen stormed away angrily, leaving guests confused and embarrassed. Derek unlocked gate briefly, allowing cars to reposition safely. Karen watched from porch, plotting comeback fueled by wounded pride. That night, Derek and Lena submitted formal complaint detailing Karen's harassment. Mr. Bellamy received complaint with relief, seeing long-needed accountability approaching. Karen discovered complaint next morning, exploding into furious emotional meltdown. She barged into HOA office, demanding immediate disciplinary action against Derek. Bellamy refused, stating evidence overwhelmingly supported Derek's innocence. Karen threatened to replace entire HOA board with competent rule enforcers. Bellamy reminded her she held no actual authority beyond normal homeowner status. Karen screamed, knocking paperwork off counter dramatically. Security escorted her outside reluctantly after escalating verbal outbursts. She paced aggressively outside, planning another retaliation attempt desperately. Meanwhile, Bellamy scheduled official HOA hearing regarding Karen's misconduct. Derek received notice calmly, ready to present documented evidence. Karen prepared binder filled with fabricated claims, assumptions, and bizarre accusations. Neighborhood buzz grew quickly, everyone anticipating dramatic showdown. On hearing day, residents crowded community hall nervously. Karen entered proudly, convinced she would destroy Derek publicly. Derek arrived quietly, holding simple folder containing truthful evidence. Bellamy opened meeting formally, outlining charges against Karen. Karen erupted instantly. Screaming meeting was conspiracy orchestrated by jealous neighbors. Residents murmured uncomfortably, aware Karen exaggerated every confrontation historically. Derek played video showing Karen's gate meltdown clearly and undeniably. Gasps echoed through room as her behavior exposed brutally. Karen trembled visibly, realizing she had no defense whatsoever. She attempted blaming guests, police, and HOA miscommunications simultaneously. Bellamy shut her down sharply, demanding accountability for repeated misconduct. HOA board voted unanimously to place Karen on probation. She lost event privileges, complaint authority, and neighborhood enforcement power entirely. Greg sighed with relief, finally freed from constant embarrassment. Karen's jaw dropped, stunned by community, rejecting her dominance. Derek thanked Bellamy respectfully, shaking hands with board members. Residents applauded quietly, appreciating Derek's patience and composure. Karen left hall trembling, humiliated beyond repair before entire neighborhood. Derek and Lena walked home confidently, enjoying restored peace finally. Neighborhood energy lifted noticeably, free from Karen's relentless surveillance. Greg apologized privately, admitting life with Karen overwhelmed him constantly. Derek accepted gracefully, encouraging Greg toward healthier boundaries. Karen stared from window, powerless now as community thrived around her.